Hi, welcome to Activate Day 8. Welcome to meditation class. I'm Grace. I am an energy healer and a meditation teacher and many other things. And we have been hosting a meditation challenge this month. So we have been doing meditations every day. If you missed it, there's a playlist all up on my page. So you can hop in and do the meditations at your own pace, or you can start at the beginning. But if you want to join us for class tonight, we're going to be meditating for about 30-40 minutes. Tonight, I'm really excited. We're going to be continuing to work on feeling, continuing to work on sensation, continuing to work on more of that clear sentience. So, for those who have missed some of the other meditations, I kind of go over the theme of this challenge, but just very briefly, my intention for this challenge is to help people activate, to help people remember that they have the ability to do energy healing for themselves, whether you take a Reiki class or not. I teach Reiki, I believe in Reiki, but I also believe we all have our own, you know, superpowers, as they say, our own ability to do stuff for ourselves, to bring ourselves comfort, to bring ourselves centeredness, and to allow us to experience relaxation. So, my intention for the meditation is to, or the challenge is to help people open up that connection for themselves. Remember that you have the ability to connect with spirit, to activate your intuitive abilities, to connect with your psychic senses in whatever way that is. Whether you're someone like me who offers readings, or if it's just something that's going to be applied in your everyday life that's going to help inform you and make you feel that sense of comfort, that sense of connection, that sense of centeredness. And my idea with Activate is to help us remember the reason why we are here. Our ability to be human is not only like about learning our lessons and all that kind of stuff that you might hear in a lot of spiritual circles. I think it's about experiencing life. And so having an intuitive connection for me has allowed me to experience life in a more full sense of the word, and feeling safe in my body and creating a space of safety within myself. So even in a world that feels unsafe sometimes and is unsafe sometimes, I feel okay in the moment. I feel that sense of relief. Like, I'm going to be okay and I am safe. And that's not a feeling that I experienced for a long time. And that's not a feeling that I think a lot of people experience, because a lot of times we are taken out of our sense of safety, whether that was in your childhood, in last week, whatever, your circumstances are in this moment. But I'm sure you can connect with that idea of feeling disconnected from the body. And so, what I want to do with this challenge is to remind people that these practices are there to support you as you reconnect with yourself, or connect with yourself for the first time, wherever you are at in this experience called life. But that's my intention, is basically psychic boot camp kind of stuff, like working on the senses, working on intuition, and working on building up that landscape in our mind, so that as we deepen our practices throughout the month, we're feeling safe and comfortable to do so, and we can understand how we perceive things and is, what that benefits us, how that benefits us. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. So we're going to get started. So for this practice, we're going to be seated upwards. We're going to be here about, like 20-30 minutes. And we're going to, I want you to have some range of motion, because we're going to be doing some stuff with our arms. But you're going to be seated, so you don't necessarily need to be able to move your legs around a lot. But I want you to be comfortable. And I will give everyone a minute or so to do so. And we're going to be working on the clairsentience, the psychic feeling, the sensations, like building up that sense. So, everyone get comfortable. We're going to start with just some like little bit of movement. And then we're going to go into some awareness meditation type of stuff. So first, I'm just going to have everyone place their feet flat on the ground. Roll your shoulders back. Just get your spine up as straight and as comfortable as you possibly can. For now, you can just keep a soft gaze. At one point, we're going to close our eyes. But I just want you to expand your chest. Just feel what it feels like to really expand those shoulders back. Keep your spine up as straight as possible. Kind of tuck your chin in so you're not jutting your neck out. You got a straight line through the back of your skull. And to begin, I just want us to bring our hands to our heart, one hand over the other. I just want you to give thanks to yourself for showing up for this practice. And we're going to take a few deep breaths, breathing in through the nose, and I'm going to have you exhale out the mouth. So breathing in, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more breath, breathing in, exhale. And just rest yourself if you can against the wall or against the back of your chair. And bring your hands to rest on top of your legs. And just feeling the connection or the idea of the connection between your upper body and your lower body. And your hands are going to be the point that connects between those parts. And just being reminded we're not just a mind, we are a body, and the body is all connected. I'm going to have us just stretch our hands over the top of your head. Everybody just stretch. Imagine like you're trying to grab the ceiling. Stretch your fingertips. Maybe do a couple little circles with your wrists. One direction and the other. And then you're just going to stretch to one side, stretching your side body. And we're going to do the opposite side. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I know what you know what I mean. You've done this a million times. Imagine you're in elementary school gym class. Stretch the side body. Back to center. Bring your arms down back to your heart. And I just want you to stretch your arms backward. Imagine like you're just pouring all the light out through your hands. Pouring behind you like a stream. And just stretching your chest. I know sometimes this feels really intense. Like for me, it feels so intense. And then we're going to curl forward like we're creating a little space. Like if someone was standing right in front of you and giving them a big hug. Curling the shoulders forward. And then again, stretch back like a stream of energy flowing through your fingers. Now forward, crunch, like you're giving the world a hug. Now rest your arms wherever is most comfortable. Just going to roll the shoulders a few times to the back and to the front. We're going to stretch out the neck a little bit. I'm going to have you bring your chin to your chest. And back up to center. Turn to the right. Stretching the neck and the chin. Center. Turn to the left, stretching the neck and the chin, like this part of the neck. And be very, very gentle with your neck. Go as much and as far as you can go. You can go further than me, less far than me, wherever is your sweet, comfortable spot. And back to center. And we're just going to bring our palms up, or our hands up. And we're going to do little circles with the wrists from one side, and then switching directions now, very slowly, very gently. Just kind of waking up the sensation of your hands, like do a little wiggle back and forth, and down, spirit fingers, just wiggling your hands. It might feel silly, it might feel really good. I just want us to move our fingers around because I want us to feel that sensation, because it's going to come in handy later. Creating little clenching motions, just seeing all the things you can do with your hands. Maybe like twisting some fingers together, crossing your fingers, crossing your hands, like making weird contortions, like just kind of shake it out. Do whatever feels comfortable. We're going to do this for about 30 more seconds because I just really want us to wake up the energy of the hands. What does it feel like when we're moving our hands? And how many different sensations can I create within my hands? Imagine like you're painting, or you're drawing, or you're typing. You're on your phone, you're scrolling. What kind of motions do you do with your hands all the time? Maybe you cut hair. I'm an esthetician. I do a lot of this. Maybe you're a massage therapist. You do a lot of this. Maybe you're a DJ. You do a lot of this. What can you do with your hands? Okay, and resting them, bring your palms to touch in a prayer position. And tonight we're going to be working on what is called an energy ball or a chi ball. Chi is a word for energy. So there's many different words for energy. Chi is more from like the Chinese philosophy. But yeah, chi, he is Japanese, so hence Reiki. Reiki basically means like ray of chi, like ray of light, ray of energy. It means many different things, but that's one thing that it means. In yoga, we call it prana. Um, many different cultures, many different backgrounds call it different things. In, Christian circles, you might hear it as the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. So this is energy. Everyone has energy within them. We can think of energy in many different ways. Like, of course, in scientific perspective, we're more thinking like, oh, energy, like I eat calories and it gives me energy. I consume different micronutrients and gives me energy, and carbs give me energy. We might think of it like that, or we might think of energy like the lights or the thing that powers up my computer. Um, so energy in America, we don't really talk about it in outside of like spiritual circles. We don't really talk about it in these literal terms, other than more physical things of energy, like the calories or the lights that power your home. But we all contain energy, and we everything is made up of energy. Reiki is universal life force energy. So it's the energy that flows within all things and flows within all of us. So we all have access to that energy. Reiki is just one name for it, and it's one tradition where there's specific ways that we work with it. Um, but we're going to be making an energy ball, a chi ball. So this is a way to like um manipulate and move energy. And this is something that you can do to work on your ability to sense and feel energy. So, some people, you might be really sensitive. Everyone's had an experience where they walk in a room and they're just like, what's the vibe in here? Like, something's off. And maybe like someone just had gotten into conversation and they got into a fight and they're just like feeling off right now. And you picked up on that as soon as you walked into the room. Or maybe like, you've gone to a concert and it just feels so lively. You can feel the vibes, you can feel it. But for us to feel how energy moves through us physically is something that I think takes just a little bit more practice to be able to perceive. Some of us are already doing it and we might not understand we're doing it. Um, and then sometimes we might be doing it too much where maybe we're feeling everyone else's feelings. And that's basically what an empath might be called. Empath is basically clairsentience. So it is the ability to feel emotions of others, like, mental emotions, feelings, and physical emotions and sensations in the body and things like that. So when we have being an empath isn't a bad thing, but if we don't know how to control it, then one, it can be overwhelming for us. In other ways, it can sometimes be unnecessary, like we're just picking up too much information and it's dragging us down when if we were in our own energy field, we would feel a lot better. And being able to tap into the skills like we're working in the meditation is way different because it's a time and a place. Like we're doing it in the meditation, we're doing it maybe in a reading, or we're doing it to help our friend or with a client or with your family, like giving them love and feeling empathy, and like those things are all human and beautiful. It's just like when we can't control it, um, then it's detrimental, I believe, to us because it's exhausting. And then other times too, we don't understand the difference between our emotions and someone else's. And when we're also maybe we're projecting upon other people because we're picking up stuff that maybe they're not even feeling. It's like subconscious and like we don't even need to know it. And we're just like thinking shit about other people that is not true or is not relevant or is not helpful. Um, so yeah, sorry I just went on a tangent in the middle of our practice, but I felt like that was important to outline for everyone, like what is energy and like what does it mean. So we're going to be working on this chi ball thing. So what I'm going to have us do is first we're just going to place our hands in a prayer position, fingertips touching. So first we're going to keep our eyes closed and then we will open our eyes. So to begin, and if you're seated at a desk like I am, you could rest your elbows. And if you are in a chair, just find yourself very as comfortable as you need. If you want to rest your hands in the prayer position, like in your lap, like that, and just rest your elbows, that's totally fine. You don't need it upwards. I just want your hands to be touching, fingertips touching. So everyone close their eyes. And I just want us to tune into the awareness, the sensation in our body of our fingertips touching. What does it feel like? What does our skin feel like? Soft, dry. Maybe you just wash your hands. Your hands are wet. And just like, is there a temperature you can pick up? Do your hands feel warm? Do they feel cold? Do they feel neutral, clammy? Like, how would you describe it if you were writing it in a book? Like, and her hands were warm and soft. Like, how would you describe it? And like, if you were to tune into each fingertip now, just seeing if you can feel any shifts or changes between each finger. So tuning into the right pinky, tuning into the left pinky. And when we say tune in, we're just saying awareness, like what pay attention to, like pay attention to it. Tuning into the right ring finger. Tuning into the left ring finger. Tuning into the right middle finger. Tuning into the left middle finger. Tuning into the right pointer finger. Tuning into the left pointer finger. Tuning into the right thumb. Tuning into the left thumb. And now to the right palm. And to the left palm. To the right wrist. And to the left wrist. I want you to imagine your hands, your palms, as they are touching, they are covered in glue. Imagine back in elementary school where you'd paint your hands with Elmer's glue to peel it off later. Did anyone else do that? Imagine your hands are sticky with glue, rubber cement glue. And imagine yourself slowly pulling your fingertips apart. Imagine what it would be like if there was glue on your fingertips. As you peeled it apart, you would see little strings of connection in between your palms. Sticky glue, and it's kind of difficult to pull apart. Imagine just spreading your fingertips till eventually the connection is broken and you have one gluey hand on each side and the strings are broken apart. Now imagine the sensation of warm water flowing on your fingertips. Placing your palms facing up, imagine as if you're running your hands under warm water and it's dissolving all that sticky glue. What would the sensation of warm water feel like? Just pouring over your palms. Bring your hands back to touch. We're going to begin to imagine our ball of energy. So if you like, you can keep your eyes closed or you can keep your eyes open, whatever is easier for you to connect. But we're going to imagine between our fingertips is a blue light. As if your hands were flashlights with a blue LED light shining from each fingertip. Imagine in front of you, right in front of your vision, about 2 or 3 inches in front of you, imagine there was a blue ball of light, like a little orb, like a little bouncy ball of shining light. And it's floating right in front of you. See if you can sense, feel, or imagine this blue light. Gonna have you imagine taking one of your hands and grabbing that light, that ball of light, creating a physical fist. Imagine pulling it from the ethers and putting it in your hand, like catching a firefly. And it's buzzing in your hand, just like a firefly. You got to keep it loose so it can still breathe, but you have that energy in your hand, in your palm. What is the sensation of that energy inside of your hand? Does it feel sparkly, tingly, itchy? Is there any physical sensation that you can notice at all? Imagining now taking that ball of light and placing it in your other hand. Like it really was a little buzzing light, a little ball of energy. And you just gently opening your palm, capturing it in the other hand. Can you feel the sensation of this light in your hand? What would it feel like to be holding this energy? Now I'm going to have you place your hands together. Imagine in both of your hands, cupping it together, this ball of light. And it's very small, like a little, maybe slightly bigger than a marble, like a little bouncy ball. 2 to 3 inches, little ball of light, shining, shimmering, blue, iridescent light. Right in your hands, you've captured it. Just for a moment, just to say hello, you'll put it back where it came from, and it's happy to play along with you. Imagine now beginning to spread your fingertips apart and getting ready to spread your hands apart. And as you do so, this ball of light starts to float in the air right in between your hands. Imagine a ball just oscillating between your hands, right in between your hands. Focusing your awareness and imagining now we're going to breathe in through our nose. And as we exhale, I'm going to have you spread your fingertips wider, your hands wider. And as you do so, imagine this light, this ball of light growing larger. So we'll do it together. So palms close together. This ball is just floating in between. Inhale. As you exhale, spread your hands apart, imagining this ball of light growing larger. Again, inhale. Exhale. This light is getting larger and larger. Inhale. Exhale. Imagine it almost like the size of a basketball now, just floating in between your hands. One more breath, breathing in. And spread your hands all the way as wide as your wingspan. Now imagining this ball of light expanding over your whole body like a shield of energy, blue electric light. This is chi, this is the energy. Now imagine bringing your hands back to touch as the energy flows through your whole body now. We're going to stay here about 5 minutes. If you want to play music in the background, you can. Otherwise, we'll just be in silence. And I just want you to tune in, to feel, to sense what is the sensation of this blue energy in my body and around my body. And as I breathe, can I imagine it getting larger? Taking a few more deep breaths before we close out the meditation. Bring your awareness back to your whole body, feeling the sensation of your feet against the ground. Relaxing your jaw, relaxing your cheeks, your nose, your nostrils, your eyes, your forehead, your brow bone, your teeth, your tongue and lips, your ears, the back of your neck, your shoulders, the front of your neck, your chest, your lungs, your belly button, your hips, all the way down to your feet. And when you're ready, if you haven't already, you can begin to open your eyes. And I encourage you, as always, to take a few minutes to come back to yourself, maybe doing a little journaling. Let me know about your experience in the comments or send me a private message. How is the challenge going for y'all? It's 6:38 p.m. 38 is one of my lucky numbers. Thank you all for joining me for day 8, December 8th, 2022. If you're doing this in real time, if not, wherever you are, I hope you're enjoying this practice and this challenge. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys. And thank you for joining me for this meditation, all the meditations, or just whatever you're here for, the podcast and all the other things. So I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me. I felt very emotional with the full moon yesterday, and that healing we did was really powerful for me last night. So I hope the same is true for you. And if you missed it, you can go back and do that one. And then tomorrow we will be back. Tomorrow's Friday. So I think we're going to be back in evening time. I will let y'all know in the community page. I also put a poll up if people want to take the poll, just about time suggestions. But other than that, we'll be meditating tomorrow. And I think tomorrow we're going to work on some clear cognizance, so psychic knowing. But spirit will tell me, so or we'll find out tomorrow. So thank you for joining me, all the things that I just said and more. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Love ya.